Alright, welcome back.
Welcome back.
We were giving Tron the password. I totally remember this, and Derek totally remembered this. We did not at all have to look up what the fuck we were doing.
It hasn't been 12 years.
It hasn't been several weeks since we played this.
That actually has. We have to enter the mainframe.
I did it!
We did it. I entered the mainframe, Sora.
I don't know why, but Kingdom Hearts feels like one of those games where every time you finish... It's not, in fairness to it, but for some reason it always feels like anytime he solves any, like, rudimentary puzzle, he'd be like, I did it!
They've done it before in a couple things. So it's been a little bit, guys. Sora's now in Smash.
Yes.
Gosh, I wonder where Tron is. He's dead! Don't touch that.
He's extra dead.
Goofy! Donald!
Oh no,
why
I
didn't you do
digitized
it?
my friends.
Digimon.
Digimon. I sent you the fucking one that had Christopher Walken in it.
Oh, Christopher Walken. I had a clip I was going to send you, but I forgot to.
I didn't touch nothing.
Yeah, your voice totally matched that there. The game great, Chris!
So I got a fever, and the only cure is more cowbell.
Well, no one wins.
You don't have a choice.
Well then, get on with it.
Fuck you. Turn left, turn right.
Can I ever tell you? Because I have a fairly decent Christopher Walken voice.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite voices to do.
Best voice to do.
One of my buddies one time was just like... I forget how the fucking conversation got brought up, but we were fucking with each other, and he just goes... He's like, dude, the only way you're gonna get a girl is if you get a girl who has a Christopher Walken face. And I died. I literally fucking dropped I almost spit whatever I was drinking out of my mouth and fucking died.
Christopher Walken. I'm Christopher Walken. I actually love that.
Almost legit fucking killed me because it was just so out of left field. Because you were just throwing insults back and forth, and he just nails me with that. I'm like, holy shit, that was amazing.
Yeah, no, I love that because it's too true for you. Christopher Walken.
Oh, good.
Oh no, we have to turn.
Ugh. Oh god, that's a sharp turn. Also, you almost turned too early, right into that wall there. God, have you never Tron before? Everyone knows you only take right-angle turns in Tron.
Wow.
You know, they, I might have brought this up, but it's been so many weeks that I don't remember now. They, these YouTube guys who do, like, a lot of, like, movie visual effects.
Yes.
Outside of YouTube. They, like, actually work on, like, big movies and shit.
Yes.
They were like, can we remake Tron's light cycle scene with modern day technology?
Yes.
In one day?
And they did.
And they did. But it's just the original light cycle scene in Tron took fucking, I think it was like 6 months to do, and then render. I think it took fucking like 3 months just to render the fucking clip.
I honestly don't doubt it.
Because that's just how fucking slow computers were back then. Which reminds me of my favorite thing, which is just like, in everyone's pocket right now is a device more powerful than it took us to send people to the fucking moon.
Yeah. And we don't go back.
And we use it for shitty iPhone games.
Yeah, I mean, welcome to the world we live in today.
Is we use it for shitty iPhone games and to settle arguments over who's right. That's all
That
it's
was
good
too
for.
topical, Chris. That was too true.
That's literally all it's good for.
Power of the internet, man. Like this thing here? More powerful than fucking computers for how many years?
The Adventure of the Small Friends is my favorite thing because I always think back to like being in elementary school and having teachers being like, you're not gonna have a calculator with you every day, and it's like, no, I'm only gonna have something a million times more powerful on my person in every waking second of my life now.
I loved it because even when teachers used to say that to us, because that was what, 10 years ago, probably a little longer. We still had cell phones.
Dude, 10 years ago?
Yeah.
Fucking like 15 years ago.
Yeah,
We're
right.
old as shit now.
You're right. But even then we had calculators on cell phones that were more powerful than most things you could fucking take.
Oh yeah, fucking. I always remember that you got having a calculator on you at all times, and all I could think of was like,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, why not? I mean, they're only like this fucking big now. I mean, they're like, they make them pockets. You can buy one that goes on your wrist, looks like a watch. No one would ever know.
Yeah, that's fucking great. I sarcasm.
Ever tell you my grandfather was a big tech person, right?
Yes.
And I understand where I get a lot of my nonsense from now.
Oh yeah.
I'm listening to stories about him, but he was like, he found out they made a watch that was like a calculator too,
Oh, I love it.
and he was like,
This is already going to be a
like,
bad idea.
I want this. And my grandmother was like, no, but you don't need that. You can do math. Blah blah blah. You don't need it. Don't buy that. And he was like, all right. And then
Proceeded to buy it.
No, I literally turned to my grandmother and I was like, I would have bought it anyways. And she's like, no, he did. I was like, I see where I get my nonsense from now.
Your quote, what is it? Stubbornness?
Yeah. It's my general Americanism. Fuck you can't do it. Fuck you can't tell me what to do.
I live my own life.
It runs deep in the American bloodline, Derek. You have to pay these taxes. Fuck you, I'll start a war over it.
I just watched The Hamilton, the production, the Broadway production, because it was on Disney Plus.
Yep.
And I was just like, I want to watch it. It was pretty good. But yeah, it totally doesn't get the fuck you American attitude enough.
Right? America's a society built on the idea of, what, you're telling me I need to do this?
Fuck you.
Well, fuck you, I'm not going to. America does what it wants. I always love it. There's just like, these people are being taxed way less than we are over on the main state, and it's just like, but we feel like we shouldn't be at all. Therefore, fuck you.
As a password, Snow White, Jasmine, Cinderella,
Hey, those are all Disney princess names.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's relevant to the plot.
Kyrie. Kyrie, got it.
What is the password?
That's those 7 names are the passwords.
Oh.
The princesses apart.
Oh, I see.
Which, it's weird that when he made this, Kyrie was the password when she's only, what, 14? So he knew about her like 20 years ago? That's weird.
I mean,
That'll do it.
Well, you don't understand. They just scringed that timeline up a bit so it makes sense. You just shift it up a little.
Oh
bit.
right, I forgot.
Tron didn't take place in the 80s. Tron took place in the 2000s. Remember, they made a reboot about it.
Oh yeah, you're right.
It's all inside an arcade machine now.
It's weird.
It was, you know.
This isn't a game, Chris. This is a disaster zone.
This isn't darkness. This is advanced darkness.
This is darkness, darkness, darkness.
There's my SpongeBob quote for the day.
Only one? Don't lie to me, Chris.
There'll be more. I think that's one of my favorite ones to quote just because of how absolutely stupid it is. This isn't darkness. This is advanced darkness. Which then makes me wonder what advanced darkness would look like.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you hear they're actually finally making an HD re-release of all the first 3D, oh my god, Grand Theft Auto games?
I did not. I am excited.
I had to be really specific with that because I was going to be like, they're making one of the first 3 Grand Theft Auto games, and I was like, no wait, those were all 2D. The first 3D that were 3D, those 3, those are getting remade. I watched the trailer for it and couldn't help but feel completely and utterly disappointed with what they chose to do. Is it a remake? Yes. Is it in 4K? Absolutely. Does it look very good? Not really. It feels like they half-assed it. Because, you know, I figured they were going to make it look like GTA 5 graphics. Instead, they took the old graphics and then just made them, like, super high quality. But they still look weirdly blocky and cartoony because it's, you know...
Grand Theft Auto
old,
from the oldies.
Yeah, because it's GTA 3 graphics, but essentially made to look
Oh my god.
HD.
Dude, he's got full access to the DTD. Down to Dick.
Down to Dick.
What's this? An emergency destruct program for the tower. Let's see how it performs.
No.
No! I shall save you.
He changed the password, Chris.
Program, you changed the password.
There. That should buy us some time.
Tron, tell us what's going on.
That should really fuck with him, as decryption algorithms are really slow in the 80s.
Chris was doing the hand gestures just so everybody can get a visual for that in their mind.
Let's head to the tower.
We're gonna head to the tower, Chris. Tron learned a new ability. Master Control Program.
Tron is a great movie that I feel like...
Doesn't get enough credit.
It's both doesn't get enough credit and also is like one of those movies that I'm just like, this was clearly constructed by people who knew just enough to make this sound like it knows what it's talking about.
I love it, because you're right about that. You know, this was made with just enough.
Yeah, just enough effort to be like, well, they know what they're talking about.
Oh, fuck. Just enough.
I love old. I feel like sci-fi movies have gotten really I don't know if lame is the word I want to use, but like stagnant.
I can see where you're coming from with that.
Like, I feel like all sci-fi movies are either just like sci-fi to explain the mystical bullshit we're doing, or they're like sci-fi because horror.
Yeah, no, I
And that's
can
like
see it.
all you get now. Where I feel like back in the 80s, it was just like, here's a sci-fi movie. It brings up legitimate psychological reasonings and ideas about what is artificial intelligence and if it should be considered.
Yeah,
living.
no,
And it's
yeah, that is something I've first seen too.
Where sci-fi nowadays is just like, you're trapped in space and the robot has gone haywire. And it's like,
Oh, no!
okay, wow, cool.
Whoa, I love
I
it.
haven't seen that 100 times.
As he looks at his fake watch.
As I look at my watch, how many hours is this fucking movie? Probably why I'm still a fan of... I feel like maybe it's because sci-fi has just been moved over to cyberpunk now. But they don't
Yeah.
even bother going into the far future, they just go into the relatively recent future,
Yeah.
and they're just like,
20
shit's
minutes
still
from now."
fucked up. It's like, they're just like,
minutes
look at how
from now.
fucked up everything still is.
Yeah, the world sucks. Woo!
Speaking of,
Cyberpunk.
Cyberpunk, fucking, Blade Runner is getting an anime that's going to be airing on Toonami, I think, like, next week or something.
Interesting.
Yeah. It looks pretty decent, honestly. I'm looking for... It's a 3D anime, which literally falls into the category of, well, this could be amazing or fucking garbage.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because when 3D anime is done right, it looks fucking real good.
Yes.
And when it's done wrong, it literally makes me question how they had a license to make these things.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever seen Batman Ninja? Or How I Wish It Was Named Ninja Batman? Because it's a much better title.
Yes. I
It's
know what
the-
you're talking about,
it's
and
the
the
one-
animation style, I was just like, why is Batman a ninja?
Yeah, it's the one where Batman gets sent to feudal Japan.
Feudal Japan
and
with the
fucking-
Joker, and they become warlords.
Yes. I watched that, like a night ago because it was on Toonami. And I'm just like... And actually, I rewatched it, but I rewatched it and just had this moment of like, shit, I forgot how fucking good this looks.
Yeah.
This looks fucking astounding, and it's all 3D animation.
Yeah.
But it looks fantastic.
So when you can do it right, you do it right. Does that make sense?
So my sister hates anything DC and comic books related.
Really?
But she watched that because it was anime.
Well, it was anime adjacent.
Well, she hates the art style they use.
Ah.
Which, you know, I mean, I can disown her later, but... Because DC's animation is the best 2D animation right now.
Agreed.
Like, by far.
Agreed.
Like, in my opinion, I think it's better than Disney 2D animation, even when they were still making 2D animation. They don't even bother now.
How dare you talk bad about Disney? We're gonna get canceled.
But yeah, DC has the best animation studio, I would argue, outside of Japan. Like,
Yes,
by far.
yes.
It's, like, not even close.
I
But, like,
agree.
So she refuses to watch any of them because she doesn't like the DC art style. Screw her. And
As Chris so elegantly put it a moment ago, I'll disown her
yeah,
later.
I'll disown her later. But she watched that one because it looked like an anime, and she's just like, she's like, it was really good. She's like, I don't understand what the fuck was happening. I'm like, that's literally every Japanese movie ever made. Is I don't understand what the fuck is happening, but boy does it look cool.
Yeah.
Fucking no, seriously, Derek. Tell me the plot of Hollow's Moving Castle. I dare you.
A girl falls in love with a castle man whose heart got ripped out of his stomach.
Like, literally every time people were just like, oh, I love fucking Japanese animated movies, you're just like, oh, what's your favorite? And it's always Spirited Away, or Hollow's Moving Castle, and then you immediately followed up with, oh yeah, what was that movie about? And they're like,
So, we recently rewatched, what is it called? Give me a moment to front my words properly here. We recently rewatched My Neighbor Totoro.
Oh, yes.
And to tell you the
Classic.
plot of that movie
Yeah.
is two girls girls and their father move into
The house.
house
In that village.
in the
outskirts.
outskirts of society.
Yeah.
And there's Big Spirit Man, who is Giant Cat Man, and that's Totoro.
Yeah.
And then there's Cat Bus, and that's the movie.
Yeah, right.
That's the movie.
No, I'm like,
They help each other.
literally you can break down every Japanese movie to its core. It's literally My Neighbor
God,
Totoro. My Neighbor Totoro is family moves into small town, meets mystical cat creature, family member almost dies but then doesn't, cat bus. And that's the whole fucking movie.
I love it because Cat Bus is such a generic term that you can use for everything.
It's in so many movies, honestly. And then, like, Spirited Away is girl gets sucked away by witch, has to not forget her name, almost fucks it up.
Almost fucks it up, yep.
Hollow's Moving Castle. See, Hollow's Moving Castle is the one that's the absolute most insane. If you break it down to its core, it's girl falls in love with mystical time castle man.
Yeah,
And
pretty
like,
much.
and then movie ends. If you break
God.
it down to its
Dude,
literal
it's
core.
like, what the fuck is going on here?
But like, if you go into all the what the? Oh my God, you've become.
I have become
sentient.
Codex.
They've become sentient. This is.
Dude, we're reprogramming.
I love that he's just. I love the fact that he's just. I just imagine him giving you more power by fucking hacking into the mainframe because he's just sitting there typing on the fucking screen. It's kind of dope.
I have control, Chris.
But like, if you break down like everything that happens in Hollow's Moving Castle, the actual story is like, girl finds random moving castle, goes in, falls in love with the witch man, who's also a bird person, realizes that the castle is linked in between 4 different reality worlds, one of which being World War II.
You also forgot, Chris, that the fire inside his house
Is alive.
is alive
Yeah.
and is his heart.
Yes. It can't go out or everything dies.
Or he
Literally
dies.
everything dies, including the castle.
Yeah. So, whenever everybody's just like, Disney is weird, it's like, yes. Yes, it is.
Hollow's Moving Castle is my favorite one, though, when people were just like, oh yeah, my favorite movie is Hollow's Moving Castle. I love being like, oh yeah, cool, what's that one about? And then they just immediately like, it's about a castle, and there's a love story. Because it's
Still a better love story than Twilight.
It's literally impossible to remember anything that happens in that movie because it's all over the fucking place. It's literally no rhyme or reason to anything happening in that movie.
It's a very strange movie, I'll say that.
It's cool as shit. It's definitely one of my favorite movies too.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not gonna be like, it's amazing because the plot's really good. No, it's just a visual fucking masterpiece. Like, you literally forget everything else that's going on in the movie because you're just awe-inspired by how fucking crazy everything looks.
Yeah, it's out there.
Like, it's just that good.
As
But-
they say in my neck of the woods, it's that good.
But what I wanted to say is that Ninja Batman falls into the category of Spirited Away, where it has a plot and it has a narrative, but it just goes completely off the fucking rails. and does a whole bunch of shit that has nothing to do with it, to the point where you forget why they're doing anything.
Dude, yeah, they become feudal Japan like warlords.
Yes.
But also, you gotta remember, for some reason, I think they were like Mad Max little shit. If I remember the trailer correctly.
Yeah. So, essentially, they're all feudal lords. They get transferred back in time, but they get transferred back in time at different time points.
Mm-hmm.
So different characters have different amounts of time to establish their warlordness, and Batman gets there last.
I really owe you one.
The main thing with that movie that I felt like kind of, because the whole time I was watching, I'm like, what kind of ruins this is they used way too many. I was like, they used too many characters. I'm like, they didn't need all these extra villains that literally exist just to be there and do nothing for the plot. And then at the very end of the movie, they all combine forces and form a giant mech, and I went, oh, that's right. They had to have all of them so they could animate this. I forgot.
Because they had them combined along with the heroes combined in a big battle.
No, literally the two of them end with forming the villains form a giant mech, and then Batman uses his bats and monkeys to form a giant mech to fight them. And I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot this was made by a Japanese studio and a Japanese director, and you literally cannot make a Japanese thing without having at least Power Rangers or Kaijus in it.
Yes.
It's impossible.
Yes.
They just need to be there.
Yeah, you know, anybody's just like, I don't get the giant monster thing, and I'm just like, you are not my friend anymore.
Back the MCP.
It's just not possible. If it's made in Japan, they just needs to have Kaijus and mechs. It's just how it works.
Dude, I've explained to a couple people how wrestling is like anime, and they were like, "What?" And then I was telling them about it, and I was just like, "Yeah, no, this is how it works."
Sir, anime for rednecks.
Anime for rednecks. I'm sorry,
Have the ability to take illogical
because you know you build those stories and all that. Dude, I forgot to tell you this, or we haven't really talked about it. So I guess with everything going on right now, right?
Yeah.
They just like dropped the contracts of like 15 wrestlers.
Dude, trust me, Derek.
You know about
I
it.
am aware. And no, what really hit me is they dropped fucking... you probably don't know any of these wrestlers by name, but most importantly, out of any of them, they dropped fucking this dude called Keith Lee.
I think I've heard the name. I think you've told me about him.
Keith Lee is one of the greatest wrestlers in like the past fucking 10 years.
That's what my buddy Andrew was saying.
He's this, imagine
data you need from the DT.
imagine a dude, like a big, bulky, like, fat is kind of mean, but fatter looking
Muscular,
dude.
built
He's-
gentleman.
Well, no, he's literally, he's like fat, he's
Oh,
fat
muscle
jacked.
fat.
Yeah.
Muscle fat.
He looks fat, but really it's all fucking, like, muscle under that shit.
Yeah.
The dude is, so he's,
So,
Keep-
wait, I just want to make this comment. So, Sora's just like, what am I looking for? And Tron's just like, yeah, you're a fucking idiot, I knew you.
Password.
you're looking for the digital mainframe. This is the first, we've been in this costume, right?
You too.
I'm
Yes,
not
we were
crazy.
in it last time we were in the world.
Okay. I just had a moment where I'm like, wait, have we been in this the whole time? I don't feel like we weren't in this.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they dropped Keith.
Yeah, they drove Keith Lee, but he's like this big he's like a almost 6 foot tall dude, big fat looking dude. The dude is fucking athletic as shit. He does like over the top rope dives.
That's that.
Nice.
I forgot about that.
He does like over the top rope dives. He can do fucking kick ups from the ground to his feet. I'm like, he's like the most fucking fun wrestler to watch in fucking years.
Let's access the DTD.
Yeah.
We gotta access the
The
down
kid's
to
checking the
dick.
situation in town. He'll be back soon, so don't worry. Hey, look. It's asking for a password.
That's easy. It's
It's password.
Sora!
It's easy, it's password.
Donald! Goofy! Are you sure it's that order, though?
Well,
It's literally,
That did it.
couldn't resist it, you. You had to put it in.
Town. Need to see what that last shakeup did.
you're not gonna check out the data? It wasn't exactly easy to get.
I'm coming right back. Hey, Sora. Why don't you get started unloading the data and copying it down? It's just a few keystrokes. Easy, right?
I don't know how to keyboard. I've lived on a desert island my whole life. Alright. With that, we'll pick it up on the next purpose. See you guys then. Peace.